All right, next we have Natalie. I've been part-time ECing for the past 2 months since my daughter turned 1. At first, every morning, I'd immediately take her to the potty and she would go pee. I usually take her 2 more times through the day, which are unsuccessful. Now she isn't peeing in the potty at all for about a week now. Any suggestions? Also, any suggestions for getting my mother-in-law and dear husband on board with early potty training? In case you don't know what those acronyms mean. MIL is mother-in-law. DH is dear husband. I had to look it up because I'm that old. Well, not today. I actually knew that a couple years ago. Forums, man. I don't even understand all the acronyms. So I'm thinking while I'm talking. So she started at 1 year old for the last 2 months. Daughter is now 14 months old. I'm sorry to say, but this is a really, really good time for a pot. I mean, it's normal timing for a potty pause. So the first mini course that I filmed 2 days ago was on potty pauses because that was actually behind. I don't know, my baby doesn't signal. The second thing that all of you that I surveyed you have a problem with is a potty pause. Potty pauses are so common. The reason, and isn't peeing in the potty all for a week, that is a potty pause. Don't freak out, but that is a potty pause. That's what it's called. This is probably because she needs more control over the process, but she is developmentally not quite there yet. Her brain is just starting to connect long-term repetitive memory and be able to do things like sing a song over and over, stuff like that. 14 to 18 months when that typically happens. So there's so much development going on that at this age, you just need to know that a pause is a request for more control over the situation. And it's really way too complicated to get into right now. But my suggestion would be to take this mini course because I'm going to make it very affordable. But it really goes into more detail than my book. But my book also has extensive section on potty pauses because it's so common. So why? Why does a potty pause happen at this age? If you were in an intact culture somewhere around the world right now where there aren't diapers and there aren't toilets and people go outside into the bush, wherever the potty place is, or there's a you know, when I was in Ghana, West Africa, there was always a little place to go to the bathroom, and everybody's house was out, like an outhouse without a toilet seat. Kids there, when they're crawling, they go out and they go where everybody else goes. I mean, they are social. We are all social. We are mammals. We have instincts. We don't want to soil our dens. We go outside to go to the bathroom, and we do things in packs, as groups, as tribes. So we go. At 14 months, she would have been long done with this process already. Okay, so at 1, when you first started doing it, she was super excited. When she wakes up, the antidiuretic hormone wears off. Every human being this is true for. And the bladder fills and you need to pee. Everybody does. So getting those morning pees is because of the way the body works and because you're catching her on time. What you need to probably do is, in my book, there's a download that's an optional hybrid plan. It's a combination of potty training and EC. Again, if you get the book by midnight, I have a special coupon up on this page here, April Q&A. And use that code to get a rather large discount on the book if you're getting it today and you want more information on this. Again, I'm not hosting this to sell books, but I made the book because I needed help, and this is the best resource out there. So in that, you'll find the hybrid plan. It's a 1 to 2 day naked teaching. Maybe before that you do a reset, but you don't need a reset because you've already had no catches for a week. You're going to be doing naked teaching where you bring her to the potty or bring the potty to her every single time she starts to pee. And you're on it, you're on it, you're on it. And every time you say pee and potty, pee and potty. Because probably one of the things that's missing is a vocabulary around this, but also the motion towards the potty. She's not learned anything. So you've basically just been getting lucky and getting catches. You need to sit down and do some actual training with her. And this is a hybrid between EC and potty training. That will help you teach her some things. The other thing is, in the book, this lists this out, but also the wrapping up EC, well, the Potty Pause courses could cover all of this, or it does cover all of this. Teaching parts of it. What keys can you give her to the process so that she knows that she can do this part herself? Because usually they don't participate if they just don't know how to do something. So they'll just sort of fade out and like stop showing interest because they don't know how to do it, but they don't know how to ask you to teach them how to do it. And again, if they were in a culture where there weren't diapers, they would just walk outside and take themselves. And like, we don't need mom to help me with this. So anyway, I would definitely do some teaching. I would definitely teach how to push down pants, pull up pants, how to wipe, even the one we talked about earlier in this particular recording today, where you're just padding, just to have part of process. I would also get in touch with her natural timing, learn how often she needs to go after waking and after eating. And if you don't have my book or the Potty Time Master Course, those two things really show this. And again, I'm not trying to sell your book, but that's why I made it, because everybody has the same problem. I don't know when to take my daughter to go to the bathroom. Join the crowd. Nobody does. You have to learn it because this is not part of our passed down heritage. So it's not part of our culture. We don't know what we're doing. So pretend like I'm your grandma and I'm going to show you how to do it. You have to time and get in tune with her natural rhythms so that when you do take her, you are more likely to be successful. Also, transition times. You're already doing some of them. At every diaper change, you just potty her. Every time going in or out of the carrier, the car seat, the high chair. These are all things. My podcast, which is free on the Go Diaper Free website, you can see the 4 roads to potty time. 4 ways to know your baby needs to pee. There's 4 different podcasts. I think it's number 4, 6, 8, and 10 or something, or 6, 8, 10, and 12. And it goes over all of these. So if your child doesn't signal, which yours probably doesn't, then you rely on the other 3 ways, but you need to learn your baby. You need to learn your baby. You also need to do 1 to 2 days of actually teaching them to go to the potty, and how to mount the potty and how to do all those parts. So how to get your mother-in-law and husband on board with early potty training. You need to show some progress. So they're looking on at what you're doing and they're like, oh, what she's doing is crazy and it's not even working. So they're not sold on it because the proof is in the pudding. With my mom, proof was in the pudding. She's like, I think your daughter needs a diaper change. And I'm like, go take her to the potty. And she went and held her over the sink and she peed and my mom was sold. Husband on board, just say, when you get to know your baby and you've got sort of a rhythm and a plan and you're starting to make some catches, just say, hey, Abby, she needs to pee. Can you please take her? And then just let him do it or teach him just the parts he needs to know. When he does it once, he'll be hooked. With your mother-in-law, same thing. Now, if you get into a conversation where they're like, oh, no, you're going to damage your kid, and what are you doing? It's too early. You shouldn't pressure her, blah, blah, blah. All you have to say is, this is what people do in parts of the world right now where there aren't diapers. This is what people have done for hundreds of thousands of years. I'm learning how to do it. We have carpet, we have clothes. I'm learning. Can you please, let's do this. This is how people are. The other thing that's even better for a 14-month-old to say is, in the 50s, before disposables came out, guess what? 92% of kids were totally toilet trained by 18 months. So our baby is totally capable, and I don't want to use diapers longer than that. And I'm the one who put her in diapers, so I'm going to take her out. I really need you guys' support. Or just do it, and as you start to get success, they will see that and involve them in the process. Hey, mother-in-law, can you take her this time? Thanks. And that should help a lot.